topics and opinions expressed in the following show are solely those of the host and their guests and not those of W4CY Radio, its employees, or affiliates. We make no recommendations or endorsements for radio show programs, services, or products mentioned on air or on our web. No liability, explicit or implied, shall be extended to W4CY Radio or its employees or affiliates. Any questions or comments should be directed to those show hosts. Thank you for choosing W4CY Radio.
Welcome to the Eat and Critique Show with restaurant critics Steve-O and Sophia. Brought to you by one of Steve-O and Sophia's favorite Incontro Italian cuisine and steakhouse located on the Walk in Coral Springs. Now, sit back while award-winning restaurant critics Steve-O and Sophia share with you the good, the bad, and the ugly in South Florida dining.
Good evening. Welcome to the Eat and Critique with Steve-O and Sophia. Tonight, we have an amazing restaurant we want to share with you. It's a Swedish restaurant that I want to thank Shonda and Chef Bjorn for setting up the amazing tasting that we had last week. And it is called Wexins in Palm Beach Gardens. We'd like to welcome Chef Bjorn. He's there he is.
Hello, good evening.
To the show.
I got to compliment them. They listen. Some restaurants just go out of their way to make sure our tasting is A1. Some of them are but your restaurant chef, your tasting was out of this world. And listen, if you're tuning in for the first time, one of the things that we are known for is our honesty, because we feel like you work hard for your money. There's plenty of places you can in South Florida you can go dine out at, but we want you to go to the places that are so good, and that's what this show does. And I got to tell you, first of all, Chef, thank you for joining us tonight.
It's a pleasure.
Yeah, you better start sucking up when we're getting ready to talk about you.
I found you to be a genius with some of the things that you brought out to us, but we'll get into that later. It was mostly the desserts. So we'll share our experience with the listeners. But
let's tell people about the restaurant first, Chef.
So you're open every day?
Yes, we are open every day from regular service at 5 till the end. Now we have started also our social hour, which is from 4 till 6. So we are opening from Monday to Friday at 4. We have a small bite menu, like a social hour menu. We call it 9 for 9. We have 2 drinks for $9 each. We have 2 little snacks, including a burger, some Swedish things, our meatballs, obviously, also for $9. So that's a nice place to, if you want to check us out without spending the higher prices for dinner.
Is the mousse one of those drinks?
Yeah, I think the mousse is on the menu. Yes. Oh, yes, our s'mores.
I got to tell you, Chef, because we didn't really have a lot of time to talk about it. I don't drink. I do not drink. I never had a drinking problem. I just
Very
do
good.
not drink.
Very good.
And I got to tell you, it took all I could take to drink that drink that you served us. And I mean, it's in a shot glass.
Yes, it was called the shooter, right?
The hot shot.
The hot shot.
It was called
Hot shot.
Hot shot. That's right, because of the coffee.
Tell everybody what's in that drink, Chef.
It's a typical Swedish after dinner drink. That's why we put it in our category, kind of like a liquid dessert. It's a vanilla liqueur, it's a whipped cream, and it's a shot of espresso. So it lifts you up a little bit, it calms you down, it has a sweet, it's perfect for after dinner.
And a cold weather in Sweden, watching the Northern Lights.
Correct.
Chef is not from Sweden.
I know.
He has an Alabama accent. He's not
No, I'm German originally, which is close by to Sweden. And we had a high training here with Swedish chefs, and we will go to Sweden as well to train a little bit more there. But yeah, it's a great opportunity. It's a great restaurant. We love it here. We opened 3 years ago. Yeah, you have seen it. I mean, it's definitely worth coming by and trying us out.
It is beautiful. So, Chef, tell the address again to the restaurant
Our,
and phone number.
yes, our address is 5300 Donald Ross Road, Suite 350.
Let's start off with, we did the appetizers first.
Yes.
And I got to tell you, first of all, the bar is beautiful. It is a great place to go sit down, have a drink, bring friends there. But we're doing tonight, every week now we do on our show, we kind of do a thing with Sophia where, she tells you a good place to take a date to, whether it's your wife or your mom or your girlfriend, just a neat place to go to. Because people are always coming up to us saying, I'm going to take my wife out tonight. Where would you suggest? So tonight, Wexins is that place that we'll be talking about.
At the end of the show. I love the chef's room that you had. It was beautiful. So
I'm sitting in the chef room at the moment.
I think that's what
behind
I was going to ask, because I recognize the picture and the wine glasses in the back.
Correct. Yes.
So we're going to talk about the starters first. And I got to tell you, Chef, your carpaccio, I could have just dined on that all night long. It's with they make it with the prime beef, little lemon, shaved Parmesan. It was, oh my God, I couldn't stop eating it.
No.
And we try to pace ourselves.
It was very tender, very tender.
Thank you so much. It's one of our best-selling dishes, I have to say. People love it. And I mean, I was grown up and came into this profession. Put as much love as you can in every dish, because that's how I want to get treated if I go to a restaurant. So this is our philosophy. Whatever can be done to make it better, we do.
You know what my favorite was? Mine was actually the Swedish style caviar. I loved that. And why don't you tell the listeners the way that the Swedish do it? I messed up on the pictures, so I don't think we're going to show any more pictures tonight.
Well, we got to show the pictures, but they might not match. Oh, it's okay. Yeah, the pictures are beautiful.
They can go to our website too to find them.
Yeah, that's right.
Kind of covering chefs, and I don't want to hide him. He has a pretty face.
So tell people about the caviar. First of all, the presentation first.
So Swedish caviar, it's kind of like very traditional. I mean, it's a caviar dish and it gets served kind of like similar as every other caviar, but Swedish caviar is made from herrings roe, which comes from a fjord in Sweden, actually. And it's called lögrum. And we serve it just as a quenelle of the caviar, a quenelle of creme fraiche, which is kind of like the French version of sour cream, a little bit more elegant. Some finely diced red onions, some dill, some lemon, and our buttered toast.
And you mix them together. The Swedish mix them together.
There's a funny story behind it. Yes, in the north of Sweden, they like to mix it together. So you mix the creme fraiche with the caviar, with the onions, with the dill and the chives, put some lemon on it, and then put this on your toast. While in South Sweden, they kind of like don't do this that often. They kind of like take a little bit caviar, put it on the toast, take a little bit of sour creme fraiche, and eat it this way.
It was funny because
I was good in both ways.
I was actually mixing them together without you telling me, and then you came to the table and said, "Oh, this is." It's like, "Oh, it must be Swedish." I was doing it the sweet northern way.
Correct. This is how we recommend it. Swedish, it's the easiest to eat.
How about the Swedish meatballs?
No, we had another appetizer.
This is an appetizer.
We had the toast skagen.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
So why are your Swedish meatballs, Chef, so special?
It's a great recipe we have, and it's very important that it's like nearly every meatball. It's a mix out of pork, veal, and beef. We put our toast in it like you would do a regular meatball at home, and then the sauce brings it all together. The only really difference is to other meatballs, we season it a little bit with nutmeg, allspice, and that gives it kind of like a little different. Allspice is a spice, which is used in Sweden quite a lot. We have it in like a few dishes, and this kind of like differentiates from other meatballs. And then the meatball sauce, the gravy, and the lingonberries, yeah, it can't get better. You have the sweet part, you have the savory
Gravy
part.
was one, Jeff.
Well, that's why I liked it. It had
It was
nutmeg and
so-
allspice.
Yes,
It was delicious. It really
thank you
was
so much.
really good. Everything you gave us was out of this world.
Perfect.
Okay, what's next
The
on?
Skagen.
Oh, the Skagen.
Skagen.
Describe that, Jeff.
Toastskagen, it's also very traditional. I mean, mainly we had very Swedish dishes because we are a Swedish restaurant, so I obviously wanted to highlight this. And it's kind of like similar to a mayonnaise-based shrimp salad with some dill, very important horseradish, lemon zest, mayonnaise, obviously. And we have very little North Atlantic shrimp, very tiny shrimp, which we get whole, and we have to peel them ourselves, which takes a good amount of work every day. But it's totally worth it, and we couldn't find another product. So yeah, it's served with toast. It's a beautiful dish.
It was really, really good. Everything was so good. Then we went to the ocean. We had cod the Swedish way. Tell
Yes.
us about that.
Oh, that cod, Chef. That cod
It
was
was-
out of this world.
Flaky, very flaky.
Yes. So it's another very traditional fish you eat in Sweden, and also this combination of the dish. So it's a brine cod. We brine our cod, so it gets all the flavor already inside without overpowering the cod flavor, which is a very light flavor. And we serve it with just steamed, buttered, small potatoes, a little bit of pea puree. We have a few of the shrimp, like the same, like from the Skagen on top, and some boiled egg, which is typical Swedish. You eat this together, a butter sauce, some dill, all you need. As you can hear already, butter, dill, shrimp, horseradish is very typical Swedish. All these. You will find them a lot in our restaurant.
I'm getting
was-
hungry.
That was a nice way to top it off, though, with the egg. That was really, that
Yes.
looked good.
It gives it a different consistency and kind of like makes it also a little bit more interesting. And again, in Sweden, you get it, sometimes they just put a whole boiled egg next to it. We cut it up in small pieces, obviously, and have the egg in the butter, so everything's nice, moist, succulent, and yeah, it works very well together.
Chef's like an art. Knows how he
Yes.
puts his presentation together. Everything it's like every time they brought us out a new dish, it was like, wow. And then you're going, I hope the taste is as good as the presentation. And the taste just, I mean, it was like, how come we haven't been here yet?
Yeah, it was wonderful. And then I love the story about the Ryberg, the beef Ryberg.
Yes.
That was and that was, by the way, very delicious too. Tell us
Thank you.
about that.
Yes. First, I want to say I heard this story secondhand. I know it's mainly, if you're a real Swedish person, listen, please excuse if I make little mistakes in these Swedish moments. But the story I heard is from a hotel called Rydberg, or Rydberg, to say it Swedish, where the general manager at nighttime was hungry, went into the kitchen. The chef was already closing down, and the general manager asked him for some food, and the only thing the chef had was some tenderloin pieces, some onions, and some potatoes. So he created this dish, which is basically caramelized onions, diced paprika seasoned potatoes, which are nicely oven roasted, and then pieces of tenderloin, cooked to temperature, obviously, and then served with some horseradish and a raw egg yolk and a little bit mustard cream on the side. And the idea is, again, is on the plate, everything is a little bit separated, and then you can work and mix it how you want together. Like eat some onions with the potatoes and the meat, add some mustard cream, mix the raw egg yolk in it to make it a little bit more creamy. Very Swedish.
It was very good.
Do you know the tenderloin was exactly what it said?
Tender.
You could actually cut it with a plastic fork.
Yes.
It was so tender.
Thank you so much.
So tender, but the taste, even, you know what, Chef, even your potatoes, perfectly seasoned. I mean, it was just everything was
Perfect.
It was amazing.
It really was.
How did you do that, Chef?
I mean, I have seen it. When I came from Germany, I was cooking in Germany already and in England before I came to America. And when I came to America, I realized there's very little seasoning in comparison to what we use in Europe. I know people are afraid of salt. Pepper is also not everybody's thing, and I understand salt is not really very good for you, but there's nothing worse than bland food to me. And for us, it's very important that everything has to have salt and pepper. You don't need very interesting or exotic spices. The right amount of salt and pepper on a dish makes a big, big difference.
Well, I'm Greek and I like spices on mine,
Yeah.
so everything
You know what
was
Chef
good.
says is really true, because when I went to culinary school, they would really emphasize the difference is just salt and pepper makes.
Yeah.
That, you don't have to get real fancy. Just, use some real good kosher salt and pepper, and you're set.
Some sea salt to finish it off, a nice olive oil to finish off. Sometimes it's a little details where you have to go a little bit better products, or definitely good products, to just finish it off and make it, a way, way better.
Is there anything else on the menu that you might want to share with the listeners that we didn't try that you might recommend to people?
Yes, definitely 2 items. Our salmon. I know there's a lot of salmon lovers out here. It's not really a Swedish. I mean, we are a Swedish-American restaurant, so the salmon is not necessarily a Swedish-inspired dish. It's more inspired by us, my sous chef and myself. It comes with potatoes, leek, some cooked bacon, so you have a nice crisp in it, served with a watercress puree, some watercress salad, and a sauce vierge, so a tomato oil-based sauce on top. It's one of our best sellers. If you like salmon, definitely you have to try this. And the second is another Swedish classic. It's called Wallenbergare. It's kind of like, you could call it an individual meatloaf, but the fascinating thing about this is it's made with double ground veal, a lot of heavy cream. So it has kind of like, after cooking, kind of like a pate consistency inside. So it's super moist, and it comes very traditional Swedish with peas, mashed potato or pommes puree, and some lingonberries.
Wallenbergare, is that how you pronounce it? Wallenbergare.
Yes. I can't tell you where this name comes from.
Sometimes people hear, oh, this is Swedish, and I might not know how to order. You know what's so great about your restaurant, Chef, is you can come in, just close your eyes and point, and you're going to be fine. Because it's not a long menu, but it's just perfect. Why are you doing that? It is. Look at that. Look at the menu. I mean, it's just perfect.
I'm always afraid in restaurants where I have like a 4 or 5 page menu, because I know I worked in so many kitchens. No kitchen in this world is able to execute all these dishes to perfection. So a big menu is always a big meh for me. So no, we keep it smaller. We change it frequently. We do specials nearly every day, and keep it simple and elegant.
I like smaller menus. To me, it demonstrates that you're an expert at what you're serving. Sometimes when you have a menu that has 10 pages, 5 pages, the food isn't that good, to be honest.
It's impossible, even if your kitchen has 40 people. So rather small menu and put more attention to every detail of every dish.
Well, one of the things that we look at, I mean, it's the food is important, but there's so many things as restaurant critics that we look at. We had our server was so good. Well, we're restaurant critics. Okay, you know what? But I was watching her at the other tables, and it was like they never had to ask for anything.
Right.
She was always 2-3 steps ahead of them. And it's really hard to find employees, first of all, for restaurants. Would you agree, Chef?
Yes.
I mean, anywhere from dishwasher to preppers, but your servers really take care of their customers.
What I was going to mention too is if you went into Wexins and wasn't really sure of what to order, they highly recommended items on the menu to help you. And I like that too.
That's right. That's right. So, Chef, you did such a great job. And then it was dessert time.
Oh my God, that was what blew me away.
Now,
That's where the genius chef came out.
We talked about presentations.
Oh my God.
And the first.
But don't you remember I kept saying, something's burning. I smell something burning.
Yeah, that's right.
And Shonda just kept saying, oh, they're just preparing something. And I kept going, something is burning. And then you come out and bam.
Well, you know what? I could describe this dish, but Chef with his, his German accent, we're going to let him.
There was a surprise.
So let's do the vanilla ice cream. Let's do the Swedish strawberry cake first.
Yeah, the Swedish strawberry cake. It's very traditional in summer in Sweden. Like last Friday was midsummer, so probably everybody in Sweden was outside enjoying the sun. It's also the high season of strawberries in Sweden at the moment. So yeah, it's a simple cake actually. It's just a very sponge cake, a very nice sponge cake with vanilla in it, and then we layer it with whipped cream with vanilla, strawberries, some strawberry juice. Actually, it's pretty simple, but yeah, sometimes the simpler things are good. And again, it's very traditional Swedish.
And they paint the strawberries there so they're this bright red that makes them look so fresh.
Luckily we have good supporters. I don't have to put color on my strawberries.
Yeah. But then, okay, Chef.
The surprise.
Then
the surprise.
Is it the smoky?
The smoky.
Yes, it is the smoky. So the smoky is.
Wait till you hear this.
I called it the s'mores, but oh my God. Yeah. Go ahead. Tell us all about it.
It's close. It's very close. This is one of the dishes that came with me. I invented it, I would say, probably like 5-6 years ago. So this came to me to a few restaurants. Normally I put it on a restaurant menu in a kind of different version. It's kind of my play on the s'mores. So we make a dark rum truffle with dark chocolate and dark rum. Then we make our own Graham cracker crumbles, and then we have Italian, yeah, exactly, and Italian meringue. So the Italian meringue obviously imitates the marshmallow, the truffle, the chocolate, and the crumble, the two cookies. And to give it kind of like a twist, because what would be a s'more without campfire or fire? So we smoke it at the plate. So we bring it with a dome to the table, open it, so at least you have the smell of a campfire while eating this dessert.
And the smoke.
Not one burnt marshmallow either.
Yeah, just when the dome was open, the smoke
that's right.
It was so
when
cool.
You open the top, it's like this aroma comes out. Yes. And Chef's laughing.
That's a fun part of it. That's actually the most. Otherwise, it would be kind of like boring because you just, s'mores on a plate. But with the smoke, that gives it kind of like what makes it a little bit special.
I loved it. It was a nice surprise. I was like, that's what I smelled back there.
Yep, exactly.
And we're going to prove to, is it one or two of our listeners? With the
one.
Okay.
One.
We're going to prove to one of our lucky listeners, we're going to give away now a gift certificate
$100
for $100. And someone is really going to. Now, parking is $350. So, but don't worry about it. You'll still have some money left. No, but we want to. If right now, let's just go with the first person to go to our website. Yeah, at www.eatandcritiquetvshow.com. That's www.eat, you got to spell and out, critiquetvshow.com. First one in wins a $100 gift certificate to Wexins.
And the gift certificate's digital. So when you go to the website, please give me your email address or your phone number, because
don't just sign Mike.
I need to send it to you. It's digital. Chef, what else would you like the listeners to know? One thing I'd like to tell them is Shonda was laughing at me because I passed it and went, Steve, there it is. But then we couldn't read the sign because it was the fancy italic letters on it. So we drove around the parking lot for like 10 minutes to realize. So when you look for the restaurant, it is Wexins and it has italic lettering. It's right on Donald Ross Road. Sweet. It was 130, correct?
Yeah, 130.
Okay, so why don't you tell the listeners what you want to have them know and the address again and a phone number and whatever else you want people to know about the restaurant.
First of all, I want to wish everybody who listens or calls in good luck getting the tickets. Please let me know. We will take great care of you. You will really enjoy this. Otherwise, we are sometimes a little bit hard to find because we are in the Alton Mall here on Donald Ross Road. So if you look for the Compass building, which is directly next to us, which you see from the street already, that's probably your best bet. Take this exit or the next exit to go on the mall. There you find us. Yeah, come by, test us out. Also very important, what I want to mention is every Friday and Saturday after 9:30, we have a live DJ, and we're turning kind of like a little bit into a nightclub, which might be definitely interesting for a lot of people. And then not the kitchen, but the restaurant stays open till 1.
Oh, that's nice.
What about someone who's thinking about having an office party, Chef? You have a room for that.
We have Friday, Saturday will be a little bit tricky, but we had events outside in our patio. Our chef's room, the room I'm sitting in at the moment, we have place here probably for sit down 40, 50 people, for a standing party even more. We can arrange everything. We can do buffets. We did a lot of things already. So whatever questions you have, call Shonda, call the restaurant. We will be positively able to help you.
Why don't you give the phone number again, Chef? Do you have it? Oops, let me look.
I don't have it in my head, unfortunately.
He doesn't call himself. He's got it on speed dial.
Sorry for this one.
That's okay. I'll look it up real quick.
So this is going to be one of those restaurants that people are going to call us or they're going to email us. What a great suggestion. And in fact, like I said, towards the end of the show tonight, this is going to be, it just happened this way. This is going to be Sophia's choice as to a restaurant that is wonderful to take mom. If you're in trouble with the wife, definitely want to take her there.
First date.
Yeah.
Anniversary, birthday.
I mean, it's a place to really impress. And the prices, I got to tell you, the prices are very reasonable. I mean, one of the steaks are a little bit higher, but you know what? When you want a really good steak, I mean, it's not the $25 days are over with. So, Chef, you all scored really high with us, and this is going to be a place. It's going to be on our website as well that we will recommend to people all day long.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Again.
No, thank you, Chef. We're so glad. And
I'm trying to find the phone number.
Well, that's not going to help. This is a live show. Chef, thank you very much.
It was a pleasure to be on your show. Good luck. Hope I see you soon for another amazing dinner with us. And
and
everybody who's listening in, come by.
We'll be there in 10 minutes.
Please let Chef or Shonda know that you did win the gift certificate. And if you do go, just say hello to both of them for us.
That's good.
Correct.
Thank you, Chef.
Thank you, Chef.
Have a good
Thank
evening.
you so much.
Thank you.
Thank
That's
you.
Chef
Bye.
Horn of Wexins. Yeah, what a great restaurant.
I can't find the phone number.
Well, doesn't matter now.
It's too late.
So we got something way more important. So, we have teamed up with Paragon Theaters. And I got to tell you, since we've done that, we have gotten so many people who have written us saying, what a great theater to team up with, and it's so good. And this theater is so unusual. They have locations in Davie, Coral Springs, Delray Beach, and Naples, yes. We have the head of marketing on with us.
VP.
Yes, and
VP
he's
of
going to
marketing.
come on every week, and he's going to do his pick and tell us about the movie. Good evening, Jared.
Hi, Jared.
Hey guys, how you doing?
Hi, buddy. How you doing?
I'm doing good. How have you been? How's your weekend?
Weekend wasn't long. Yeah, right.
Rainy.
We are getting such great feedback
That's
about
great.
Paragon theaters
Love that.
I mean, because normally people don't talk about the theater, they talk about the movie. And here they're talking about, oh, what a neat place. We're taking our kids there.
Absolutely.
It is just it's a fun place to go. It is state of the art.
Yeah. I still challenging you to an air hockey game.
Absolutely. The next time you're there, I'll be on one side.
So what movie have you picked out this week?
Wait, Jared, what did we decide to name your segment? Remember, we had a mouthful. You said you were going to try to come up with something.
I really like the Monday Movie Minute. I'm a
like
sucker.
that.
Yeah.
I'm a sucker for alliteration, and give me a bunch of M's and I'm good. And plus, it'll be a quick review. It was a great movie. I went to go see something that you guys should all see. So I think it spans all generations. It is Disney's, Pixar's Elemental. I took the kiddos.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and we wanted something fun to go watch, and you're never going to go wrong with a Disney movie. So we were fortunate, and again, lives up to everything that you would expect from a Disney Pixar film.
So you enjoyed it?
Yes, I would definitely recommend. There are good lessons in it to be had for the kids and in life in general. And it was beautiful. It was actually a really pretty, I thought, really pretty interpretation of the different elements: earth, wind, fire, water. It's stunning the way that they use their animation really to tell a story. And outside of the actual physical talking part of it, just the beautiful scenery and the way the characters are developed and look, it really moves from point A to point B real seamlessly.
Is it in 3D, Jared, or is it?
I did not see it in 3D. I don't think I know it's PG, so it's all ages. And it's about an hour and 43 minutes, so it's under 2 hours, which makes it good for those that who have a short attention span. But 3D, I know I saw it in 2D. I think we do carry it in 3D. I'll have to double check on that. But I know when it first released 2 weeks ago, it was definitely in 3D. By now, we might be just screening the 2D film of it, but I'll double check and I'll let your viewers.
I got to tell you, Jared, 3D spoils you.
Oh yeah.
When I saw Avatar in 3D, I was like this little kid. I go to Sophia, I said, look at that. It's like almost in her face. It was, I mean, I'm addicted to 3D now.
100%. It is, especially the technology has changed so much, because they're really, prior to COVID and the pandemic, it's been a while really since there's been that many 3D films. But now they're making all the films in that generation now, moving forward in a technology that's meant for 3D. And there's more 3D screens, there's more 3D glasses. Technology is changing, and it's just making it more pristine and beautiful. And it really, like you said, like Avatar, it was so neat to see the things, up close and personal, where you can almost touch and feel, and couple that on our big screen or our IMAX or our Access 15 Extreme. And it's just quite an experience, especially with the sound system in both. We've upgraded at Delray, our kind of our flagship location in the Florida area, where you guys held your podcast, which we all love. We have a new IMAX. It was recently upgraded to laser projection and a new sound system. So it's like those old Sony commercials from the 80s and 90s where you're sitting there and you're like blown away. Your hair flies back and, your tie flies back. We have that. And then we have our take on a large format screen, which is even more superior, has Dolby Atmos, which is the top of the line for any cinephile, anyone that is a cinema aficionado or just really is into the audio and the sound and the most minute detail of sound editing. It's amazing.
You thought of everything.
Yeah, it's like coming
the
to
chairs. Oh my God, the chairs are so comfortable.
Well,
Yep.
I kind of like the idea too that you can relax, sit back, and order food from the name of your restaurant.
Yeah, from the agency. You're right. So, and it was funny. I took a friend with us, and they had never experienced it, and we were fortunate. We sat in the Luxbox seats and the nice seats, because now I am spoiled and feel that I can only sit there because they're the best seats in the house. And he was fascinated with getting to, by the click of you turn on your phone, you screenshot the QR code, and in 10 seconds, a waiter or a runner is there giving you whatever you've ordered, from M&M's.
Jared, the food. I got to tell you, a lot of theaters that are trying restaurants, they don't put a lot of thought into it. It is so obvious that Chef Rob put a lot of thought into this. I mean, your pizzas are wonderful. Wonderful.
I would agree. They go toe to toe with, I would say, any good Italian pizzeria. We can serve up a mean margarita pizza. And I will tell you, next time we speak, or the next time we have the podcast at Delray, I have a special surprise, because we have a new summer menu coming that's going to debut in a week. So I can't talk about it now, but we're very excited.
But everything, Jared, everything we had was, I was shocked, because you brought us out 6 or 7 items that each one of them was better than the other.
Well, what I wanted to bring up was that not all theaters have that many choices like you. There are popcorn, nachos, chicken tenders, just kind of burgers.
Don't forget the Raisinets.
And you have like almost, it's a real dinner menu that you could actually really have dinner and watch the movie with.
Yes.
And I know for people that really appreciate, pairings with wine or a cocktail, we have mixologists that we were curating at our bar, some really cool handcrafted drinks. And a lot of the drinks, I know that you got to sample the last time you were there. Some of them,
margarita, yummy. It was so good.
What's cool is we look to some of our staff to help come, besides the typical standard, drinks that everyone would know about to order. We look to a lot of our staff. They contribute some ideas. So potentially some of our biggest sellers sometimes would be a drink that one of our bartenders, our mixologists came up with. So we like to reward and support our staff, and it makes a more fun and more diverse cocktail list. So that's awesome. And our wine list is growing. We have new F&B, like we had said, a food and beverage team, which we had said when we had met the other day. And so they're curating a more curated list, more to pair really with the food that we have on the menu, as opposed to just a generic wine list. So that's kind of exciting. But I will say, back to the movie, I do think it's a cute movie. I think any age would love it. I hope you come to Paragon to see it. It will be there for a little while. It's visually stunning, heartwarming. It's a Disney movie, has good lessons. It's really showing how people from different backgrounds can bridge the gap and come together, and kind of interesting talk on like kind of kind of like people who've emigrated someplace and how they assimilate and fit in, and how they blend, especially they use the elements, obviously earth, wind, and fire, and water to represent that. And it's just a really cute, really like just a nice movie. It's just a nice feel good Disney movie. So I would give it on my, I'm thinking popcorn ratings. Okay, I'm gonna give it 4 out of 5 popcorns. 4 out of 5.
Oh,
I like
so
that.
the
I'm working on that.
Monday movie night
Minute.
with Jared.
Yeah.
Monday movie minute with Jared. The name
It's
of
a
the
tongue
movie
twister.
again?
Yep.
What was the name of the movie again, Jared? Tell everyone again.
It's Disney Pixar's Elemental, and we have it. It's PG, so all ages, pretty much, and it's an hour and 43 minutes, so under 2 hours. And we have it playing at all the Paragon theaters in Davie Ridge Pavilion, which is Naples, as well here as in Del Rey. And we want to welcome you guys to come and see it. And also tomorrow is our $5 Ticket Tuesdays. So every ticket, every seat starts at $5. So it's a really good day to come see the films. There are a caveat that there are surcharges to see it in the Lux box and in the Access 15 or IMAX. But every seat starts at $5. So
how about popcorn? Do you have a special with the popcorn?
It's funny you say that. We don't, but we have had that in the past, and that's kind of, the wheels are turning. There might be some of that surprise.
Jared, Paragon I'm telling you, is the best place for parents to bring the kids to.
Yep.
It is between the food, and we left out the bowling. Can't leave that out.
No, you're totally right. And arcade. We have a full arcade.
Yes, we're still going to have that little air hockey challenge.
There's Steve.
My sister and I might have to both play against you to win, but we're going to have that challenge.
That works.
Jared's with us every week, and he'll be back with us again next week. What new movies are coming out? Are you allowed to say yet?
Next week, next Monday, I will have a big review for a movie that I've been waiting for a long time, Indiana Jones.
Oh, yeah.
So that's our big week this coming weekend. I heard also Asteroid City was really, really good. So that's the Wes Anderson kind of artsy or more independent film that just recently came out. So that'll be out. Elemental, Spider-Man is still killing it at the box office, which is great. That's a really good movie. And let's see what else. I think I'm missing something.
Gerald. What's his name?
Gerald Butler.
Oh yeah, that one I think is out of the theater at this point. Kandahar, I think that was.
Yes.
Is that it? Yeah, I think that one is out at this point.
Well.
It didn't. It was
kind of a small. Yeah, it was kind of a smaller movie.
I'm waiting for Mission Impossible too.
Oh yeah.
Not only Indiana Jones, but Mission Impossible.
And
thank you, Jared.
Absolutely. So thank you for having me on. I appreciate it.
See you next week, bro.
Thank you, Jared.
Absolutely, and we'll talk.
Nice.
So take care.
Thank you.
Bye, guys.
I like that Monday
Jared's
movie
cool.
minute.
I like
That's
Jared's cool.
That's a cute name.
Tells you about the movie, and I mean, we're going to be have a lot of creative things coming up.
Yes, and I guess Pedro didn't make it again.
Oh no, that's right, he didn't. We got about 5 minutes left, so guess what?
Oh no!
Guess what that means?
Well, I haven't come up with a cute name for mine yet. I'm still going to call it Sophia's Choice.
I love that name.
And I'm picking. Listen to me. I'm picking Wexins.
Ooh, okay.
Wexins. That chef room was really romantic. It really was. It was different than the main dining room. The food was excellent. They had a very, very good wine list. If you like wine and are into wines, and just the atmosphere The staff was excellent. The food was excellent. I would pick the chef's room if I were you. If I were going to have a special date, I would ask for the chef room.
I'm so hungry now.
I am too. He made me really
Oh
happy.
my
The
gosh.
food was delicious there.
Yeah,
Just
I mean, we could
delicious.
go over to Waxman's, a fine restaurant. We could even go over to the Paragon.
I'm going to call it a 5,
Ooh,
category 5 for Wexins.
that's pretty good.
Yeah, I think we're going to keep our categories like the hurricane categories. Category 5, Wexins, take your loved one there.
That's very good. And if you've got ideas for the show, go to our website. We would love to hear from you. www.eatandcritiquetvshow.com. We would love to hear from you.
Also, don't forget, if you're going to want to win that gift certificate to Wexins, again, go to our website. Please don't forget to give me your email address or your phone number so that we can text or email it to you, because it is not a paper certificate. Thank you, guys.
Yeah, thanks for listening today. We're going to be back with you again next week at 6 o'clock with more Eat and Critique. I am loving our show. I really am. I mean, I'm not trying to be braggadocious or anything, but yeah, I mean, we keep getting better and better and better, and it just, the show goes by so fast.
I'm really bummed. I can't believe it's over already. It did seem like it went really fast tonight. Pedro, we love you. Thank
Incontro.
you. Incontro. That's another restaurant we highly recommend in Broward County. We will see you next week. July
Everybody stay
3rd,
blessed.
6th. Thank
We're going to
you.
go eat.
Yeah, Wexins, here we come. Thank you. Good night.
You've been listening to the Eat and Critique Show with your hosts, award-winning restaurant critics, Steve-O and Sophia, brought to you by Incontro Italian Cuisine and Steakhouse, located in Coral Springs on the Walk. Be sure to join us again next week as Steve-O and Sophia interview top local restaurant owners and chefs. Steve-O and Sophia are known for their pure honesty when it comes to reviewing local restaurants. See you next week.
He should be coming on.
Thank you.